Kia ora, everybody. Welcome to a conversation, a podcast, Boysie Banter. I think we're going to call it. My name's Josh from Boysie, and today I'm talking to JB. We'll cross paths on Instagram, and finally sitting down to have a conversation. He's someone that I think is successful and has values that I'm aligned with. So, welcome, JB. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, brother. And yourself, Josh? Another fine weekend?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. The weather's not too flash here, man. It's good day to be inside. Good day to get out of the min cave. How's it with you?
Yeah, no, good as gold, man. Just getting through it like we do. Yeah, we got a couple of kids' birthday parties on this weekend, so she's all go, but that's what it's all about, brother.
Oh, that's exciting, man. It's
Yeah.
So it's your week off, yeah? So you do Wednesday to Wednesday, is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, week on, week off, bro. So I'm lucky enough to work in a gold mine out the back of Otago. It's New Zealand's biggest gold mine. It's up in the high country there, eh? So yeah, we're pretty lucky. Pretty cool job. Yeah, and it suits the family well. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? What do you do on the gold mine and how you got involved in that, bro? Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I'm a diesel mechanic by trade, but the first portion of my life, I was a fisherman. It's a family thing. My family, in the modern day era and tribally, we've been fishing for a long time, bro. We're talking hundreds of years. So I had no choice. It was in my DNA. But when the fishing was getting tough, I was having a family. A friend of my old man's actually said to me, "Oh, I can get you a job in a little old coal mine on the west coast, bro." So 17 years ago, I left fishing and I ended up working with some amazing men, bro. With third, fourth generation coal miners on the west coast. It was a mind-blowing experience. So yeah, my mining started 17 years ago, brother, in the coal mines on the west coast, and here I am now in Otago mining gold. So yeah, been a journey in itself. Yeah, bro.
Awesome, bro. So, you talk about the fishing boats and kind of in your DNA. That's pretty dope, man. I know that you're from. So was that in Marlborough? So you're a young fella. Your old man, has he just like what dragged you out? You finished school or something? He's dragged you out on the boat and said, "Come with me," kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it was funny. It's I'm lucky. I'm from a nurturing family. It's full of love and nurturing, but it's it's as a man, there's a firmness to it, and this is something we've been dealing with through life. How do we deliver this firmness? So my father was, well, in layman's terms, son, if you're buggering around, you're going to go get your ass out there and work for your Uncle Michael. So that's how it started. My Uncle Michael, he was the hard fishing boat skipper, and he took on a lot of young guys, mate, and he was one of the first ones that steered the direction, whether you liked it or not. he was the driving force between you have to do something. So fishing is it, eh? So yeah, it was a tribal thing. It's a family thing. Yeah, bro. So that's where it began. Fishing for my Uncle Mike in the Marlborough Sounds. Yeah.
Magic, man. It's a beautiful part of the world, and and I think that's massive. Like having an old fella that's willing to be stern with you, but then also give you an opportunity, eh?
Yeah.
Especially a lot of young fellas don't know what they want to do, and they're just kind of kicking about. Not saying that you were, but it's kind of what a lot of young fellas need. Yeah, man. So, awesome. So, we're both we talk about mental health on Instagram and how important it is. And I guess with fishing, like it's a beautiful thing to do. I know you being a freshwater fisherman now, it's good for your head. Was there anything when you were a young fella that you kind of went through, or I don't know if you realized at the time, kind of about mental health, or yeah?
No, it was a funny thing, brother. I was pretty happy to go lucky, eh? I got into fishing young, so the focus was let's make money and have a good time. That was essentially it, and we did. I met a girl who's now my wife. We were young, bro. I was 19 when my oldest son was born, and she was 18. Yeah, and that's when it hit, my bro.
Wow.
That's when we felt we were all alone. There was me, her, and our new baby, eh? And that's when mental fortitude begins to get tested, my bro. I tell you. Yeah. So the journey of life and sustaining life was happening on one hand. How do we survive? How do we make money? But the journey of becoming a man and a dad, bro, holy shit, it's like hitting a brick wall overnight. This is when the concept of how do I stay in control of this thing? How do I not become my own worst enemy? As you know, bro, being part Māori, statistically, people expect us to fail. But no, not going to happen. So finding the key to my own self, through learning manhood, bro, that's when it began for me, 19 years old, becoming a father, let alone performing at work. But yeah, not 19 is when it started for me, my bro, making decisions for other people's lives. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's huge. And congratulations on that. That's a pretty huge kind of change in direction. It's an exciting time, especially looking at it now. But
no, it was exciting,
I guess,
but yeah.
Especially because I personally can't say when I transferred from a boy to a man, like there's no kind of like process, like is it when you have your first beer or whatever. But obviously for you, that was kind of having the young fella, and yeah, you're able to instantly have resilience, man. It's amazing how that blows me out. It's really cool. Oh, cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
So were you able to fall back on your Uncle Michael you worked with, your old man? Was there kind of like lessons you could learn off them kind of thing, or you had to grow up pretty quick? And
yeah, no two ways about it. Yeah, you need to figure it out. People aren't there for you 24/7 as much as they want to be. The reality is life goes on for everybody. But again, and it's something you promote, bro, and I wish I knew back then, is people are only ever a phone call away. The amount of times you get so high and mighty as a young man, and I'll figure this out myself, and I'll be all right. But yeah, it's not till later on in life you realise, bro, that literally people are only ever one phone call away. And as I got a bit older into my 20s, it's something that my father told me, and it's also part of our culture, bro, as being Māori, is that in order to navigate the future, we must look to the past. And it's not necessarily our past, my bro. It's the past of those who love us. It's the past of our families, our ancestors. Bro, that's where success and failure lays, is in the past. So sometimes to ring somebody and say, look, I don't know, I need help. Then we draw down on their experiences from their past. So yeah, lessons learned. It took me a while to get that one. So Jody and I, we blundered, we succeeded, we just gave it a go. And I'm trying to learn a trade and trying to make money and trying to raise a child. And yeah, and it took a wee while to understand that it does literally take a tribe to raise a child and a family, bro. So yeah, always look to the past, bro, to navigate our future. That's where our successes and failures lay. Yeah. So that was a big thing on my old man. Man, he's always been there for me, and he just knows how to unlock these thoughts in here sometimes. Yeah.
That's massive. Like just having someone that can communicate to you, not exactly like you might not want to hear how to solve the problem, but asking the right questions. That's huge, bro.
Yeah.
So true. Like you might think that you might be the first one going through this problem sometimes, like no one's been through it, but actually, yes, someone's been through it once upon a time, and you actually fall back on it.
Yeah, right, bro. Yeah.
So you've had your first child. Was that when you decided to go? Was that when you had a mate that put you into the coal mines when you were 19, or was that a little bit later?
Yeah, it was quite a bit later, bro. I spent about 12 years at sea in the end.
Oh.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. It's the mental fortitude and the physicality that the fishing industry unconsciously tries to shape you. You end up quite a hardened individual, mate. It's one place that people really do struggle. It's either get on the hard train or get off. There is no real place for the mental weak. It's strange, bro. It's hard out there. So spending all those years at sea, leaving it behind, and then becoming a land dweller, that was an interesting mindset. So yeah, my father's friend here organised me to get a job in the coal mines, and to leave this hard sea mentality behind and mingle with people of the land. That was an interesting game changer, bro. This is when my mind began to open and appreciate not just my hardship, but others, and share it with others. Because, oh, bro, at sea, no, there's no place for the weak, bro. You stay hard, eh? So yeah, leaving that behind and just coming to land and saying, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Like we all doing this. We all walking a hard walk here. But oh yeah, so it was a culture change, my bro, leaving the sea and working on land, a whole different game, man. Like, yeah. No, it's okay to be weak, hey. It's to the point where, hang on a minute, there we were at sea calling it weak. No, it's normality. Yeah, but it was part of it was almost like military precision out there. You had to be firm. So yeah, to come home and be able to be yourself and let it out, though. Yeah. So yeah, that was when the coal mining began, and a whole change of attitude and work culture, and so yeah, and a great opportunity over there. It was amazing. It really was. Yeah.
Well, it's so in terms of you being at sea and having to be firm. Was that just because you're going out there for an extended amount of time and living so close and working with each other? Like you kind of had to kind of keep that level of like straight-headedness, I guess, or is that why, or it's just because there was old boys on there that were just kind of like harden up, or do you reckon there's a reason why? Or
yes, unfortunately, mate, the sea is a tough place. It can be one of the hardest places on earth, man. And at any given time, Mother Nature, I've learnt this in my journeys. Mother Nature is the most beautiful thing you could ever imagine, but every day she wakes up and she has no doubt in her mind that some have to go. It's terrible. And we're at the whim, bro. Out there on the boats, you ride on the back of Mother Nature, and there's zero chances. So that firmness, it comes from a good place, but these guys never learned how to deliver it. That was all. It's you're unto your own out there. When you throw the ropes on that boat, it's a law unto its own. And these men mean well out there, eh? But they struggle to deliver the message. So they just firm old hard asses. So I learnt that way, and that's the way I trained and taught. And it wasn't until I got a bit older that I thought, there's got to be a better way. We don't always have to crack the whip, eh? Sometimes just unlocking people's thought processes is the way going forward. And yeah, somebody taught me that in later in my journeys at being at sea, and I wish I had learned it younger, but she was just a place in another time, brother. She was the Wild West out there, man.
Totally, man. It's not just like there's obviously good lessons in that. Like you do learn resilience pretty quick and to rely on yourself and see how far you can go, but there's sometimes when you just need to fucking talk to someone and just fucking let that shit out. But
man,
it's interesting. That's beautiful. It's I haven't really known anyone that's been on the boats, man. That's pretty cool. You'd have some amazing adventures, amazing stories, I'm sure, bro. Especially talking about Mother Nature and how wild she can be from nothing to something.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. And so you go into the coal mine, man, and then you organise the job. Is that kind of like you just need to be a land dweller now? Like has your family gotten bigger now? It's been a few years since you got your first one, and you kind of want to change in lifestyle. Is that what the go was?
Yeah, it was literally that. We'd had our fourth child, and I just wasn't there. I could go out to sea for 70 to 100 days at a time, and you struggle, bro. When you kiss your wife on the cheek and you rub your kids on the head and say see you in 100 days, it starts to wear, my bro. And one thing I learned is the more you love something at home, the harder it gets out there, bro. It goes from a great job to imprisonment overnight. I just missed my wife and my children too much, bro, and I struggled to focus. So therefore it wasn't for me anymore, eh? Yep. And again, lucky old whanau, he took me to the West Coast and took me into that old coal mine he'd been running for nigh on 150 years, bro.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, yep. So there's a whole new history. So I went from one industry that was deep rooted in New Zealand.
Yeah.
We moved to the West Coast and working at high altitude up in the bush there. I worked with men that are third, fourth generation coal miners, bro, and a whole new story began. It was crazy. Yeah. So I left the old sea boys behind, and I went up there into the mountains to begin to work with the old coal miners. So yeah, it was crazy. Yep.
Wow, man, from the sea to the land. So you're working out there. So what's a coal mine look like? Obviously, I didn't even know we had coal mines in NZ. That's my own kind of ignorance, I guess. But what does that look like? You just come from the sea, man. You got a backpack on your back, and you walk in there. What's happening? So did you know you were going to be a diesel mechanic, or were you just looking for a new opportunity?
Bro, I'm the sort of guy that if someone says, "Oh, we've got a job on, are you keen to help?" I'm like, "Yep, sweet as." It just does not matter what it is. Let's roll.
Yeah.
So I just, me too. I didn't know. I just had these pictures in my mind of some bloody old coal miner over in England or something. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we ended up, yeah. So we get taken up there, and yeah, it was literally at high altitude. That particular coal mine over on the west coast, Stockton coal mine. That's 1,000 meters above sea level up in the mountains there. So it was an eye opener. But yeah, there was another guy that came in who next time I'm on the west coast, just to knock on his door and see if that old boy's still alive will do me. His name's Murray Williams. We all called him Grub, and he was the first man that walked in that smoko room and said to me, puffing on a cigarette, and he says, "So you're the new boy, eh?" And Murray Williams, old Grub, he was third generation up there, bro, and he started up there at the age of 13 years old, and he was hand shoveling coal as a 13-year-old boy, bro. So he was the first influence on me in modern day coal mining. So I went up there to be a general hand. But bro, after 12 years at sea, man, like just let me at it. So I was like a dog out of a cage. And yeah, he was the one, bro. He was the one that sort of steered me for my first couple of months, eh? So yeah, an old coal miner on the west coast there, Murray Williams, third generation coal miner, bro. He started underground at 13 years old. Yep.
Wow, man, his personality, I guess he would have some wisdoms, man. He'd know the coal man like the back of his hand, I guess. That's huge. I was going to ask you, like, who is somebody who's had an impact on your life, I guess, and would you say he did definitely kind of changing careers? And I know, I guess, like, you've got work ethic. You're still a young fella, you're keen as, you just had an opportunity, and then you meet this old fella and everything lines up, eh?
Yeah, and it's interesting, bro. Bloody, with this ideology of like I mentioned before, we look to the past to navigate our future. A big part of that, my bro, is it is our job as men, if you believe in the system, it is our job as men when we get to a certain age, bro, to lay paving stones for the future generations to walk on. That is our job. We use our knowledge. We use our work ethic, bro. We use our ideology. And Grub was one of those. Whether he knew it or not, bro, he was laying paving stones for me and the other young guys to walk on. He had been there. He had done that. That the work was done. The modern day mind that we knew, that we all walked into, bro, that was those old guys that had laid those paving stones for me. So those first 3 or 4 paving stones into my career, bro, were definitely laid by him. Yeah. And those are those men we meet, bro. And whether they know it or not, that's what they're doing, bro. They're laying paving stones for us younger ones to walk on. Mm-hmm. And when they're too old, guess whose job it is to lay the paving stones, brother? We take that torch. This is essential as men, and it is in our culture, my bro, as Māori, that we must identify that. And when the old boys are done, we carry that torch, bro. So yeah. So he's one of many men that laid those paving stones for me. Yes, yep. In this career that I have now. So I have men in my life, and then I have men in my careers, bro. And I've been a lucky man to have good men ahead of me, eh? Yeah, yep.
Awesome, man. I think, that's really cool. And I think you feel like a guy that can kind of sense a good bloke, and kind of you're like, yeah, that's a fellow I need to follow. So I think, yeah, that's awesome, man. And you talked about how you've come to those land dwellers. You've realised that it's not weak. It's just, it's just the normal kind of stuff. In the coal mine, were the old boys a lot easier to talk about these kind of things, or they still had that mindset about, it's kind of a weakness to show what's really going on behind closed doors, like with mental health and stuff? Or was it a little bit different in the coal mines, or still kind of the same culture as the boat?
Yeah, no, it's definitely boats. I have to watch out because boats are a whole different place now, bro.
Yes.
This was my day, but Yeah, it was these boys were still hard, mate. They're old diggers, eh? They're hard doers, but their hardness is different, and it's something I talked to Grub about. There we are one night out in the mine. It's a cold, foggy night, and this is when you get to know a man, eh? Shoulder to shoulder, working on a job, and we talked about that, and he said this is the difference between coal mining, as coal mining around the world globally was always known as the family man's mining. These coal miners, they lived on the mine. When Dad went to work, he walked out of the house, across the road, and into the mine. And he said to me, you never take your family to the gold mines, JB. He said the gold mines were ruthless. So what surrounds coal mining? It's a family industry. So there is some form of nurturing. To go onto the old gold fields, that would have been brutal. There's a lot of corruption and a lot of bad things went on. But the coal mining, that was a family thing. So there is a different essence to coal mining. Modern day gold mining is different, obviously, but it would have been all bloody the burglars waiting to rob you for your one and only gold nugget that you got all week. But no, the coal miners, bro, they took their families to the coal mines. So you are surrounded in a family thing. But no doubt these old diggers, they're hard boys. But they do have an ear that'll listen. That was the difference. Yeah. Whereas out at sea, no, it's just hurry up.
Yeah. And that's all you need though. It's just that ear when,
Yeah.
just cannot end it to you when you have been shoulder to shoulder and you've been 2 months into it and it's been raining the whole time. You're just like, man, what's going on? Like, is this all worth it? Kind of thing. You're asking those big questions of yourself, and you just need someone to bounce off. So
yeah,
it's massive. And then you do the coal mining for how long were you in the coal mine before? Oh, and how did you end up being a diesel mechanic? Did it kind of just evolve? You're pretty handy.
Yeah, it just evolved. There was another old boy. He said to me, "Are you able to do a job?" He says. So for me, I was just doing oil changes and filter changes. It's known as the serviceman. We just service the gear. And then you have your mechanics. The mechanics were busy out in the mine one night, and I didn't have much on. So he said to me, Dean Skilton's this guy's name. He's, again, generational miner. And he says to me, "Oh, JB, if you get a chance, can you just have a crack at that one particular job?" So I thought, let's not let him down. Let's go. Let's try and do this. And then by the time he came back, I'd succeeded in this particular job. And that's when he singled me out and said, "Hey, is this something you want to do more of? Do you want to get out of servicing and come fixing with the boys?" So I was like, "Yeah, let me at it." So, yeah. So again, Dean Skilton was the one that, he backed me and gave me an opportunity. And, he took me to the office and we talked to the manager and boom, it began. So I went from just servicing to fixing. So, and that in itself was a hell of a journey.
Yeah,
it's pretty scary. Yep.
Scary in what sense? Sorry.
Just pressure, eh? Yeah. We again, it's something we put on ourselves. Perceived pressure. Every morning I'd be on that work bus and would be heading up into that coal mine, up in the fog and up in the hills, and everybody's asleep, but there's me thinking, "Oh my God, what's this mine going to throw at me today? What truck's going to break down in the digger?" And it feels like the whole mine, there you are, you're on your way, and a truck's broken down, and it feels like everyone's waiting on you. And so it was crazy. It was the pressure I put on myself to get it done was immense. And we had 115 pieces of equipment back then on site, and we're only running 5-man crews. And if you do the maths on that, mate, she's hard yak of 5 men trying to keep 115 pieces of mining equipment running. And so the journey on learning how to just relax, man. Like you can only do what you can only do. Yeah, it was crazy. Pressure.
That's a great kind of thing, because like I'm a plumber and a gas fitter myself, and all these things go wrong, and you pulled in so many different directions, and it does kind of feel like you need to get this done so the job can keep moving, and everything's on you. And you kind of, I do get those days, man. And I think when you're under that pressure you put on yourself, that's when you start making mistakes and stuff like that. So I guess the question to you is like, how did you learn to relax? Like, is there a lot of self-talk yourself, or is there something you do, or what kind of changed it for you?
Yeah, I relied a lot on those around me. Again, my father, one thing he said is, son, we're never employed to know everything. This ideology of looking to the past to navigate the future, it doesn't matter whether we're drying the dishes or fixing a $3 million dump truck. In order to navigate that journey of fixing the truck, if I don't know, then I've got to rely on those around me. So I worked with a guy from Zimbabwe, and this guy had been in New Zealand for a year, and his name is Ntando Masuku, a black Zimbabwean fella, and relying on his knowledge got me through. Once I'd built my base knowledge, then I began to work on my own self-confidence. Just saying to yourself, it just doesn't matter. Like, just trust yourself, and knowing that what I've got and what those around me have got will succeed. Just relax, man. You know, it's there. The answers are there. It's not my job to know how to jump every hurdle I come across, bro. So yeah, but building relationships with others and respecting those in your group, because bro, everything I've done has been in a crew. It takes a crew to get these jobs done, and everybody with their quirky personality and knowledge fills a role in the crew. So it doesn't matter whether you're the high-ranking mechanic or the guy who just sweeps the floor. Everybody's got a key to success. So yeah, relying on those around me, bro. And once I felt I had a good crew and my confidence began to bolster, bro, I just felt like it just does not matter. Cross bridges when you get to them. Don't manufacture thoughts about what might happen. Just cross it, bro. Have faith in yourself, and those around you. Yep.
That's huge. That's massive, because so true, man. So true. Like, you always work as a team, and you just got to figure that out, that you are a team. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I find you stand so much taller, when you know the support behind you. It doesn't matter whether it's your father or an old boss or your best mate who works on another job, bro. It's only ever boom. You know, like, and they'll have the answers. Plus, it's a good opportunity to have a yarn.
This is true, and like, it goes back, and that you said the same thing when you're a young father. You know, you're only a phone call away, and now you're saying it again with work, and it's pretty cool. To see how it's just in life that these things happen. And just I think it can be hard for men to even just say that they're struggling, man. You know, and I'm not just talking about mental health. I'm just saying, like, with the job, because you don't want to look like you're useless. But really, everybody's had a time when they haven't known all the answers, and they've had to give someone a call and ask for help. So yeah, that's how I took that. That's awesome, man. It's pretty cool. Yeah, wow. And so, yeah, oh man, it just blew me away. So you've been in the coal mine, it's awesome, and then did the opportunity arrive to go to the gold mine, did it? So, you've done your apprenticeship, you're working as a diesel mechanic, you've met all these amazing people going on this journey. So are you moving from the West Coast somewhere else, or?
Yeah, so when I left coal mining, I was a contractor for a while.
Okay.
So I worked for a bloke for a little over a year. We would do everything from the local refuge centre to farmers and their diggers and tractors. Or now the West Coast here on the South Island of New Zealand is a mining province. There are little mines everywhere. There's probably a little over 100 little mines operating over there, bro. Wow. So yeah, so we would go from everything to like this poor old bugger that had one fake leg living out in the bush in an old deer shooter's hut to huge organisations of multi-million-dollar gold mines, bro. So as a contractor, would go everywhere. So I'd done that for a little over a year, and then the opportunity then came up with Oceana Gold, who's what I work for now. Okay. And I worked in a smaller mine they have on the west coast in the bush there, called Reefton, or the Globe Progress Mine. When that mine was winding down, they offered me a job down here in Otago, bro. Yeah. So yeah, the journey started on the west coast. Me and Jody were 28 years old, and we packed up our family and let's try this mining, and away we went, bro. And we started in the coal mines on the upper west coast, and yep, and here we are down in Otago, bro. So 17 years I've been on this mining mission, and I tucked my family under one arm, and I just held on to this industry, and let's see where it goes. And yeah, here we are, my brother, and here we are talking, and yeah, journeys, amen. They're a funny thing. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's cool. And it just seems like you're the kind of bloke that's keen for the opportunity and just goes with it. Like, he doesn't try to fight it, and yeah, it's awesome, man. And then what about your freshwater fishing, bro? So, I've noticed you across Instagram, and man, you're just chasing monsters, bro, constantly. It looks like you got the whole whanau involved. Tell us about that journey a little bit.
Yeah. Again, it starts. It's as a young father. It's funny how everything you ever asked for can actually be your prison almost. You can be trapped within your world, and so I'm a strong believer in that we need to find something that removes us from everyday life, just to free our mind. If it's a passion, then we can focus in, and all trouble definitely melts away. So I'm heavily connected to our land here, bro. My people have been wandering the South Island here for a little over 1,000 years, bro. It's been a big journey for our tribe, or our tribes. So me being heavily connected to the land has been important. I used to hunt pigs. I shoot deer when I get the chance, bro. But fishing is my thing. So yeah, connecting myself to the land, inserting myself into nature with minimal impact, having a purpose to enter nature, gives me a purpose, and it reconnects us back to our whenua, our land. So as a Kiwi and as a Māori, bro, I'm heavily invested and connected into the land. So luckily, that's my mental escape too, bro. So with full support of my wife, she's paramount in the support, bro, of me getting out there and doing it. She sees what it does for me. I'm a senior mechanic in my field. The jobs we do are very high risk and high dollars, bro. It's big. Anyone out there that does mining will know when we do big digger shuts, and it's big. So when we get home to the end of a week, there's the kids all waiting for me, bro. They got homework questions, and when are we doing this, and when are we doing that? And Jody wants me to mow the lawns, and but where is it? Where's the escape? So if you can find an escape, that's your passion. Oh, bro. So that's me and my freshwater fishing. So one, I have a real heavy connection to the land, bro. It's what our people do. We roam this land, we hunt, we gather. And bro, that's my thing. But teaching the kids too. It's again laying those paving stones, bro, for them. They get to learn how to hunt. They get to learn how to gather. They get to learn what we call our mātauranga, which is being able to observe our surroundings, bro. To notice the old lady across the car park who's about to lift a heavy bag of spuds into the boot. To what are the trees up to? What are the plants up to? What's happening in the river? So observing our surroundings, bro. So that's where the kids have come into it. So when we go fishing, it's important for them to learn about our surroundings, about health and safety and nature. And so for me, it's connecting with our people. It's staying connected with our land, but it gives me the opportunity to free my mind and recharge. But I guilt comes in as a father. So then when you've got to take the kids under the wing and let's go with me, come on the journey. So I need a little bit for myself, and then I invest some into my children, bro. So that's where the connection to the land is. So fishing is the passion that takes me on a journey that keeps me connected to our land, my bro. So that's where that lays. Yep. I'm staunch Māori and hardcore Kiwi, bro. So staying connected to the land is of the utmost importance, bro, because that's who we are. So fishing is my passion that keeps me on the journey. Yes. Yep. It keeps me free. It recharges. You know, we all have our thing.
It's true. That's and then it means that you're doing week on week off. It means that you can go and recharge and then be there for your family. Yeah, man. You separate from thing and then family time. That's awesome, man. I got to say, not everybody does have that passion, and so for you to be able to speak about it, and I can hear it coming through your voice, like how passionate you are about it. It's massive, bro. Get me excited.
Yeah.
But I think everybody does have a passion, but maybe not. They don't know what it is. That's awesome, bro. That's I totally agree. Separating yourself to be able to have a look around and what's going on, and then what was that word about being able to observe in Māori? I love that word.
Yeah, it's mātauranga.
Matauranga.
Mātauranga. Yeah, yeah.
Matauranga.
It's the art of observance, if you like.
Mm.
As you know, there's no direct translation between different languages, is there? We
No.
can't directly translate it, but yeah, this is what it means, eh? Yeah, and the more we observe our surroundings, the more we connect with it, the more humble we become. Yeah, the more helpful we become, bro. I hate to keep on reflecting back to it. Well, I don't, but yeah, within our culture, yeah, servitude is the most noblest of gifts and the most noblest of traits. But bro, if we don't observe what's going on, how can we fulfill that? How can we fulfill that servitude, bro? And it's something that was taught to our warriors in the old days. Yeah, to help, bro. It's something that you benefit from and I benefit from, is servitude, bro. So first of all, mātauranga, we must observe, and when we observe, we see where we're needed. Hey, bro. Yeah. Yep. So it's important to teach our kids that. Yeah. We just don't go to a river, bro, and flip rocks and look for yabby or coda and just leave that river in a state, bro. Every rock that we roll over, we put it back because it was there before we were. So yeah, it's just important, hey, to be aware of our surroundings, bro. Mātauranga. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, it's just blew me away with that, man. It's true. Like that just reminds you of like being where your feet are, like being present, being self-aware of yourself. Yeah, awesome, man. I think Kiwis are really good at doing that. Especially noticing over here, we're surrounded by so many cultures. We're definitely helpful bastards. Yeah, man. Bro, that's your journey's been awesome. I love hearing about it. Thank you for sharing, bro. It's really cool. You've taken a lot of wisdom, so I'm proud about that. I was just going to just ask like a couple more questions before we wrap it up. So who's somebody that you see as successful, or what is something that you see as successful? Like what is success to you? It's different to everybody, you know.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? And all those years we relied on Hollywood to show us what success was, eh? Again, and you'll hear me refer back to my father a lot, eh? Because my father was 15 years old when I was born, and my mum turned 16, 29 days after I was born, eh? So I was able to grow with my parents, and during that process, we were able to form friendships as children. We were both children. So yeah, you'll hear me talk about my father a lot, eh? But yeah, he said to me, son, it's really important to choose a level in which you want to play at in life. You don't need to be a bloody NASA scientist. You don't need to be a millionaire, because we're all different. You choose where you want to play at life, son, and have belief that that's where you fit. And living within that structure is where your success lays, bro. Having the ability to envision yourself in the future. Just as a young guy, all I envisioned was my family running around, bro, and having a good time. Man, I didn't even know I was going to have all this family. But as a young guy, I just wanted to sit on a deck in the sun, by an outdoor fireplace, and having a cold beer and having some cool job and having a lovely wife. And so many times, bro, now when I'm sitting out there by a river and I'm feeling like it's all getting on me, sometimes I need to just wind down, bro. And when I disappear out, and I'll travel 2-3 hours out in the middle of nowhere, bro, to run away from what life's got going on. And during that journey of heading to my river to catch a fish, bro, some days I just bawl my eyes out. Some days I'm happy, I'm ecstatic, I got drum and bass going. But when I get out there, by the time I've diagnosed everything and I've done this 3-hour journey, I'm now at the river, it's time to clear my mind. I think to myself, bro, I've got everything I imagined. When I was a child, to have that wife and to have this family, and so for me, bro, what I envisioned, how I wanted my life to be, I've got there, bro. So that's my success. My success is what I wanted for me. And then when I see these young guys that get a job in the mines, and they may have worked for a local service station, and there they are busting their guts for $40,000 a year, and then they come mining, and then the wage increases, bro, and then you see these men get married. These are young guys. you see them get married, and then you see them have a child, and then you see their new ute, and then they save enough money for a mortgage, and then you see them going down that same journey of success, bro. So maybe success is fulfilling our inner self, bro. Oh, I don't know what is. Who has that answer? Nobody does. So for me, success is fulfilling those things that I dreamed about, having a dream, so we can have a plan, so we can then focus. That's important. Have a dream. When you make that dream, don't forget to reflect back on the journey, because, bro, success lays in the journey. So sometimes we're so hell bent on getting to this destination that we forget success lays in the journey. No collateral damage, making friendships, making brotherhoods, doing all this stuff, bro. So success to me is a lifelong journey, bro, and just fulfilling those things and not treading on others' toes, bro. Again, servitude. So yeah, I think reaching our personal goals and truly being happy with that, bro. And yeah, so many times I reached the goal, but I just flew straight past it. And like, next goal, and it took me to fall at the knees. True story. It was only 2 years ago. We built a house, and then I was go, and then we built another one, and then I realised I was that physically exhausted, and I just said to Jody, I have to go and humble myself. So I disappeared up to Mount Cook, bro, and I fell at the knees of Mount Cook. True story. And I just needed humbled by something so big. And that's when I learned that success didn't lay in this new house we wanted to build. Success laid in the journey. And I was so focused on getting to the result, bro, that I neglected the journey. And that caused disharmony the whole way, disharmony at home, and I made mistakes at work, and yeah. So I think, bro, big lesson learned, hey, is enjoy the journey, bro, because success is not just one thing. You know, as we walk on this journey, bro, every move we make to, yeah, I just don't know how. So success for me, bro, is the journey and relishing the objective. And it doesn't need to be a millionaire. It doesn't need to be anything. It's what you want. It's what you dreamed about as a young boy. That's what success is, bro. So dream and do it. Bro, and then, yeah, so I see the success of men coming up the ranks, bro. That's also success for me too, bro, is to lay paving stones for young guys in the industry, and then we see them fulfill it, bro. And there's nothing better when we see a man come in and he singles you out and comes and shakes your hand, says, JB, I'm having a baby. I'm having a kid. I've brought a house. So, yeah, we share. Yeah, success is so big, bro. It's a shared thing, eh? So it's a journey. It's meeting our obligations. It's fighting our own inner self, bro. I mean, well, shit, where do we stop?
Yeah, man, that's awesome. There's a whole lot in there, and you got me inspired. Like, it's so true. And yeah, your own success, sharing everybody else's success, it just gets you buzzing.
Bro.
Things are awesome, man. And going on the journey, doing it with other people. So you can look back and just have a laugh and go, how wild was that?
Yeah, bro. That's success, bro. That's it. Yeah. I don't know. It might be all cliche stuff, bro, but straight up, man.
Oh, hit me, man. I'm exactly the same, man. That's perfect. I like the idea of setting it where you sit and going for that, man, because it's so true. Like, I work on these huge houses, man, and these people that have spent $20 million on a house and they're going to spend another $5 million to renovate it, and I'm like, and they're showing it off to me, and I'm like, this is cool, but it's not for me. Like, I love it, I can appreciate it. Why? Like, it's good for you, but I'd rather have a little house by the ocean, and that's me. Well, I got a big
hard,
so,
bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I might leave it there. Like, that's just, I don't know, man. I'm ready for the day now. I've just had a coffee. You just hit me with a successful way to do it. I thank you so much. There's so much in that. Your journey's been amazing. You're an amazing guy. You can speak. I'd love to, I'd love to have worked with you. Like, if I'm ever in the South Island, I'll be the bloke knocking on your door like you'd knock on Murray's, was it? So, thank you again, JB.
Always welcome, my bro. Always welcome. Always. I'll take you to places you don't even know exist, cousin.
You just take me to a mine, mate, and I wouldn't know. But no, I appreciate it. I know you've got some lot of hidden spots. I love what you're doing. I love you just showing the beautiful Aotearoa, just on your Instagram. You're such a good energy, so self-aware, so such good values, and can't thank you enough for taking the time, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to speak, Josh. I appreciate it. Yep, I again, there's nothing better than sharing our culture and our shared ideology, because we're all in the same boat, brother, and we're all rowing together, So let's row.